Muhammad Ali's daughter Layla joins us now. Layla, good morning to you. Our condolences.
Good morning. Thank you.
How are you doing? How's the family doing?
Well, we're sad. I personally have been sad for a long time. My father's been struggling with Parkinson's disease for many years, and it's not easy. It wasn't easy to watch him suffer. So knowing that he's not suffering anymore is what gives me comfort. You know, I prepared mentally for many years that, you know, obviously one day I was going to lose my father, and that time has come. And I think that the whole world is sad. Anybody who ever loved him, and so many people do. So I don't feel alone. It's not just our family, it's the whole world.
I was going to say, so many people of the world, not just Americans, love him and revere him and feel like they know him. And yet you know him from a vantage point so few do, as your father. Tell us about that side of him.
Well, I mean, my father, there's really nothing, there isn't much, should I say, that people don't already know about my dad, because he was pretty much an open book. You know, he treated kids that he didn't know the same as he treated us when it came to how much love he showed. And you always see him picking up kids and kissing babies, and he always puts children first. And a lot of the work that he's done, his humanitarian work, is about you know, making sure that kids have a brighter future. So he was a loving father. You know, he pretty much gave us anything we wanted, which now that I'm a parent, that isn't always good. You know, he was a spoiler. But you know, that's what I always remember, just being kissed and hugged, and him just being that person to just give you anything you want, because he wants to see a smile on your face.
You talk about kids. There was this young man who was just interviewed in Craig Melvin's piece, who was living in Louisville, and so what I got from him was I learned that you can do great things and you can change the world. The constant in Muhammad's life throughout his entire life was this unwavering belief in himself. Where do you think he got that?
I don't know. I mean, I have that same belief, and I feel like it was just passed down to me. Where he got it, I don't know. I mean, it was passed down to him from somewhere, but I think that a lot of that comes from just having someone in your life that kind of puts that idea in your head that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, my parents both did it for me. My mom did. You know, there's also parents that tell their kids that they can't do something, and they put that fear in their head. So I think that, you know, once you go out and you're willing to work hard and put in the work, and you do what you thought you could do, it just gives you more confidence to keep going. And that's what holds a lot of people back in life. So I'm glad that that child, along with many others, was inspired by my father, because that's what people need. They need inspiration from others to make them strong in areas that they're not naturally strong.
We have two other things we want to ask you about. First, so you talked about the suffering earlier, Layla. You said it was hard to watch. Do you think your dad had grown weary of this fight? He was such a fighter, but had he grown weary of this fight with Parkinson's?
That would be hard for me to answer that question, but I would say never to the point where he wanted to move on. I know that my father, one of the things he was afraid of was death. And he definitely wouldn't want to just move on. But we're not in control. Obviously, God is in control, and everything pretty much is written. And you know, it was time for him to go. And I know he's in a better place now, and he's talking again and moving again and doing all the things that he couldn't do in his body. And you know, I'm happy for that, even though I will miss him deeply.
I want to close by asking about your son, Curtis Muhammad Conway Jr., and we should put a picture up of him because it is really striking how much he bears a resemblance to his grandfather. And I wonder, Layla, if that's a comfort to you and what you plan to tell him about his grandfather.
Oh, definitely. I mean, my son is a spitting image of my father when he was young, and he has so many of his same characteristics and qualities, and you know, he's definitely going to live on through him. And he's learning more and more as he gets older how special Pawpaw actually was. And it was obviously hard for me to break the news to them. I just told them this morning that he went on to heaven, and you know, it's really hard to explain to a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old about that. So that was a challenge for me the first time I ever had to do it. But they're doing well, and I'm going to be here to support them and stay strong for them.
Layla, I know how proud your dad was of you, and again, our condolences. We mourn with you and your family. Thank you very much.
Thanks for all the love. I appreciate it.
Thank you.